Hey guys, Eric Sliger with Oregon First Realtors here. Today is the 18th of May, Monday. Happy Monday, everybody, 2026. And today I'm talking about what are contingencies and what are the four most common types in residential real estate. Now, to give you a little background, I held an open house this weekend and there was a really nice woman that came in with her daughter and we got to talking about the property, and she said, even if I wanted to make an offer, I really couldn't do it today because I need to sell my home first. I need to figure out what I'm doing, but I would need to sell my home first anyway. And I said, well, that's not necessarily true. She said, well, what do you mean? I said, well, we could do a contingency. And she was like, well, what's a contingency? So because of that, I thought, there's probably a lot of real estate terms out there that people don't know. So why not just make a video about it, share with you in the most simplest terms what that means, the definition of a contingency means, and also share with you the four most common contingencies that we see in residential real estate transactions. So that said, let's dig right in. All right, so first of all, what is a contingency? Simply put, it just means that something or a set of somethings needs to happen within a certain amount of time in order for us to proceed with the real estate transaction that ultimately leads us to close. That's it. Very simple. So what are the four most common types of contingencies? Well, the number one most common type of residential real estate contingencies is the inspection. Yes, if you're a buyer, write this down, especially if you're a first-time home buyer. Always, always, always get an inspection. That inspection that you get could ultimately save you years and hundreds of thousands of dollars of headaches. So always, always, always get an inspection. And if you can afford it, do the other inspections, sewer scope, radon, all the other add-ons that you could possibly do, because they are worth their weight in gold. But basically what it means is I'll buy your home contingent upon the inspection coming back looking good, and you get to kind of articulate and stipulate those terms. So you're going to want to make sure the foundation, the roof, the plumbing, the electrical, all those things are good. There's no dry rot in the bathroom, all of this. As much as you can possibly learn about the property through an inspector, a third-party qualified person to inspect that property. All right, so what is the second most common contingency in a residential real estate transaction? Well, the second most common contingency is securing financing. Yes, I'll give you an example. So sometimes we as real estate agents, we might have a buyer come to us and say, hey, I've been saving money. I kind of know what I'm doing. I think I'm ready to buy a house. I haven't secured a lender, but I already found the house that I want. Can you help us? Well, sure, of course we can help you. So, how does this contingency apply? Well, basically it just means that we'll make an offer on the property contingent upon you as the borrower, as the buyer, securing the financing you need to pay them that amount that you've offered. Very, very common in a real estate transaction, especially for a first-time home buyer who hasn't yet gotten their pre-approval letter from their lender. And usually there's a short window of time there, that we need to accomplish that, but very common. All right, what is the third most common contingency in a residential real estate transaction? Well, the third most common is the appraisal contingency. What do I mean by that? Well, it's one thing for you to go out and inspect the property or pay to have the property inspected. It's another thing for you to secure the financing you need and qualify as a borrower. But equally important is the lender has to look out for their investors, and it has to meet the loan requirements and all of that. So they really want to know, is that property worth what you and the seller are negotiating, minus any money down and any other conditions, of the loan. So that's the third most common type of contingency. And then of course the fourth one is the one that I alluded to at the very beginning, and that is, I'm willing to buy your home contingent upon you allowing me time to sell my home, whether that's 15 days, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. There's other conditions the seller wants. That's all negotiable. But basically, those are the four most common types of contingencies, even though there's contingent right to purchase and there's a lot of other contingencies that could be thrown in. I'm not going to cover all those today, but at least now you know what a contingency is and you know the four most common types. So If this at all helped you, please consider liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. And also, if you are in the Portland metro area of Oregon and this has stimulated more, thoughts about real estate, whether you're a buyer or a seller and you need help and you just want somebody you can call and talk to, reach out to me. The cell phone number that I have is not only my business, but my personal. It's the best way for you to reach me directly. Either text me or, send me or call me. If I'm unavailable, just leave me a voicemail message. I'll call you back usually within 24 hours. If you're a solicitor, don't call me. Don't text me. I get inundated with that, and I'm on the national do not call list. I hate to say that, but it's true. But I just want to be available to my clients and prospective clients. So that number, area code 503-869-9745. Again, Eric Sliger with Oregon First Realtors. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.